You know what's hilarious? We are the same country that put a rover on the moon for less money than a Hollywood movie. We built a pharmaceutical industry so big it exports life saving drugs at dirt cheap prices to the entire world. We built a payment system so successful, even France and Singapore subscribed. But put one of us, just one of us, on a mountain road, our brain melts with excitement and our collective IQ drops down to room temperature. Suddenly, the same uncle who can negotiate complex property deals flawlessly thinks his Creta can glide over glaciers. The same auntie who manages a household budget better than the finance minister forgets how far she is from regular civilization and starts complaining about locals charging 100 rupees extra for a plate of Maggie. Every year, thousands of idiots drive into India's mountains completely unprepared and either 1. Die horribly, 2. Destroy pristine ecosystems, or 3. Require expensive rescue missions that waste everyone's time. So attention, you Pahad Paglus. Mountains do not give a damn about how rich you are or which cabinet minister you have on speed dial. They will kill you with the same enthusiasm whether you're a CEO or an unemployed gooner. It does not matter if you're an arrogant prick or an arrogant bimbo. Every mistake can kill you, will kill you, no exceptions. Speaking of mistakes, it's time for some honesty. So, let's lay out some best practices for some of the best people on the planet. Diesel dominates everything. Massive torque at higher altitudes, 30% better fuel economy, less affected by thin air, available in every single village where other fuel types are literal myths. Regular petrol is your next best option, widely available and works great at higher altitudes. E20 petrol for older engines will give you cold start issues because alcohol easily absorbs moisture from the air. However, the new engines that do support this blend will have absolutely no problem. They're tuned to handle any situation just like regular petrol or diesel. Now, if you're planning to go to war with your cute CNG or electric, I would suggest setting your bedroom AC at 16, pulling up your socks and going to sleep. Because the last thing you want is arriving at a random ass fuel station in the middle of bumf nowhere, staring at their out of service signboard hanging on the electric charger, and then realizing the next charging station is 233 kilometers away. And it's 11:15 pm. And your dashboard is saying low battery. And you start hearing howling noises. And the noises are getting closer. And your central locking does a somersault and mountain roads are designed for single file discipline. Because this might come as a surprise to you, Mr. Thar driver, but there's literally nowhere else to go.
No, don't say that.
Local drivers know that creating these imaginary overtaking lanes on hairpin bends cause 6-hour traffic jams with nowhere to reverse. If you cannot resist the urge to overtake, do not complain when a few locals decide to gather around your car and politely ask you to switch off your engine and step out. The only person who might act impressed with your brilliant maneuvering skills may be the surgeon working on your shattered legs after billing 6.5 lakhs to your EMI infested ass. Quick side note. Health insurance companies have something called an adventure sports exclusion or a hazardous activities exclusion. It means that if you're out there chasing cheap thrills and you eat dirt, your health insurance company is going to straight up yeet your coverage out of the hospital window. They do not negotiate with idiots. Stare at your 4-cylinder Ertiga long enough and you will realize that it's not an earth-moving truck. Every extra kilo you add makes your engine work harder than a Bihari outside of Bihar. Overloaded vehicles struggle with climbs, burn more fuel, and handle like drunk elephants on downhill slopes. Add improper weight distribution to this equation and you're in for a ride. A final ride with a stairway to heaven. Front heavy cars understeer on mountain curves. Rear heavy cars oversteer and lead you off the cliff. Because improper weight distribution kills traction and control. Heavy items go low and centered, not over the roof where they raise the center of gravity and tip the entire thing over. The lower the height of the car, the better it will be on mountain roads. When it comes to human beings, heaviest passengers sit in the middle, behind the driver for better weight distribution. Lightest passengers go either in the front or the third row. Adjust the tire pressure front to rear based on load distribution. If rear heavy, increase the rear tire pressure slightly. Don't be that tourist on a descent who could not judge how much steer he needed on that one hairpin bend and now his car has found a rather unusual but way faster shortcut to reach the base of the mountain. Look, I mean to offend you when I say this. 3-cylinder lawn mowers, city cars built for city roads, Sending them up the mountains is not a very bright idea. If you do, I'm here to re-educate you.
This is almost certainly over northern China, over Xinjiang. Can you tell us what is happening here?
I cannot see.
I'm here to tell you about a little something called brakes. Brakes work because of friction. But what happens when there's too much friction? Brakes overheat. But what happens when brakes overheat? They stop doing the one thing they were hired to do: generate friction. Now imagine a 50-kilometer descent, and you're in your lawnmower blasting Raju Punjabi hymns on repeat. What you haven't realized is that your smelly feet have not once released the brake pedals for the last 40 kilometers. Now the smell begins. A different, more deadly smell. The smell of your discs rubbing against your brake pads. That sweet burning smell means you're about to lose your stopping power completely in the next 45 seconds. But why would you care, right? You're in your Niki Lauda zone, zipping down the mountain at initial D speeds. And then whatever is supposed to happen, happens. Experienced drivers use engine braking. If you can't, stop every 15 to 20 minutes on long descents to let your brakes cool. Learn proper downhill technique or become an inevitable crater. Okay, so here's what happens. Air bubbles get trapped in your cooling system at higher altitudes because the thin mountain air messes with the pressure. Simple physics.
और बाद में समझ में आया कि न्यूटन जी ने तो चूना लगा दिया, चूना बेवकूफ बना दिया। बच गया।
But when the teacher was teaching this in school, you were looking out of the window. Consequences? Your engine overheats faster than your temper in Koramangala traffic. Coolant efficiency drops 15 to 20% at this altitude because those air pockets create hotspots. And suddenly you're watching steam pour out like a dramatic Bollywood scene. Except this isn't a movie. You're stranded at 12,000 feet with a cooked engine and the nearest mechanic is probably in the next state. Solution? Bleed the damn radiator regularly. Park nose down on slopes, run the engine with the radiator cap off until the bubbles stop. Then top off the coolant. Carry extra coolant concentrate, not that pre-mixed garbage. Check your coolant levels daily because mountain temperature swings push this fluid out. If you ignore this, sooner or later, your tin box will need a new engine. What happens when you trust GPS like it's written by God himself, driving into mountains with nothing but your phone and pure faith in technology? Reality hits you like a brick in the face. Signal dies exactly when you need it the most. Your phone battery welcomes hypothermia with open arms, and suddenly you're lost in the middle of nowhere with no idea which direction leads to a civilization and which direction leads to a 1,000-foot drop. You will drive in circles burning precious fuel while your family starts planning your memorial service. Those shortcut routes GPS suggests, half of them don't even exist, and the other half were built for mountain goals like this, not your pavement tickler.
But what the hell, boy?
Carry physical maps like it's 1995. Learn to use a compass without YouTube tutorials. Download offline maps and actually study your route before leaving. Mark waypoints, know your general direction, have backup routes planned. The only real piece of technology that might save your Batman chaddi wearing ass are satellite phones or handheld radio transceivers. City-dwelling 9-to-5 enjoyers drive up mountains the same way they drive in the city. They keep their foot on the clutch pedal constantly, pressing the accelerator hard on steep roads. Spoiler alert, your car does not take a screenshot if you do that. A direct consequence of this bad habit is that your clutch plate turns into expensive confetti and you're stranded in the mountain road explaining to a local mechanic why your clutch smells like a morgue. Actually, you know what? He won't need any explanations. One whiff and he would know exactly what's wrong the moment he stands next to your car. And at this point, a replacement would cost you more than your entire trip's budget, assuming you can even find the parts in those remote areas. Or you'll be the 23rd idiot of the week, getting towed downhill while locals shake their heads at you. So what's the solution? Learn how to drive on hills properly before you go. Use lower gears when climbing, don't keep your foot on the clutch pedal, and learn to start on slopes without rolling backwards. Practice on small hills near your city first. Look, here's the thing.
Ugh, I hate when people say that. Here's the thing.
It's so stupid.
Just say the thing.
Mountains are incredible, and everyone deserves to experience them safely. Yes, we make mistakes. Yes, we learn the hard way sometimes, but that's how humans work. We stumble, we figure things out, we get better. Every mountain expert was once a complete beginner and probably did something stupid on their first trip. The locals, most of them are genuinely helpful people who want you to enjoy their home safely. They've seen everything and they're usually happy to share knowledge with you if you just ask them respectfully. These mountains have been here for millions of years. They're not going anywhere. Take time to prepare properly. learn gradually, and respect the environment that's hosting you. Your first mountain trip doesn't have to be perfect, but with some basic preparation and common sense, it can be the start of a lifelong love affair with these incredible places. Mountains teach patience, humility, and respect. They're one of the best teachers you'll ever have. So drive safe, stay humble, and enjoy the journey. The mountains are waiting. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. See you in the next video.
ये भगवान का चमत्कार तो देखो, ये आदमी ट्रेन की पटरी में जाकर लेट जाता है और जैसे ही ट्रेन आती है ट्रेन को 12 बन के ऊपर उड़ जाती है और आदमी बच जाता है।